Mark who? Luke who? John who? All of them forgot to write their last names?
Said that, bro. Who had last names in the first century, bro?
Look at your own picture, bud. They had parental names. That's what he's asking for, because it's a well-known fact that texts like the book of Revelations is not written by John the disciple, but John of Patmos. It's pseudonymous. That's okay. I'm sure you didn't think the infancy gospel of Thomas is really from the disciple of Thomas. Same with the proto-evangelium gospel of James and the Acts of Paul too, which has Paul preaching that you must be celibate all your life to reach heaven. Yeah, Paul definitely preached that.
Because when we look at the historical consensus of the gospel, from the first century till today.
This is what happens when you get your information from Google AI. Irenaeus is the first person to name the Gospels by their name. Ignatius, Justin Martyr, Tatian, Polycarp, Clement, all who lived before him never used their names. They're not familiar with it. So that whole first century thing is a complete lie. Our earliest attestation is Irenaeus is in 180 AD, so no sir. And the fact that earlier contemporary sources are silent and unfamiliar with it, including his teacher Polycarp, shows that it's not actually authored by them. It's titled that because of the widespread circulation of heretical gospels, so they needed to have an authoritative name and also needed to be distinguished from other dozens and dozens of other gospels in circulation at the time. As for the rest of this, why do I care? Are they like some historical analysis scholars or something? Or are they just people affirming a tradition passed on to them? Last I checked, critical scholarship didn't even exist until like the 18th century. So you're just telling me the consensus of hearsay up until then is that they wrote it. Wow, I don't actually care. Then you said up until today. Yeah, that's just a lie, dude. Read Bart Ehrman's Forged. It's a great start for a beginner like you, because you clearly don't know anything about what you're talking about right now. Scholars already know that the Gospels are not written by Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John. That's a well-established that they're under that name falsely.
When we look for manuscripts for the Injil, even one manuscript, we find nothing.
Yeah, that's not my fault. That's your poor manuscript preservation's fault, sir. It's not my fault there's 0 manuscripts of fragmentary papyrus of the Gospels in the 1st century. It's not my fault the oldest fragmentary papyrus of Mark is dated to 200 to 250 AD. Yeah, I don't have any manuscripts to work with. That's why scholars don't use textual criticism to reconstruct the Gospels into the 1st century. They use literary criticism. And in that we have a consensus that the oldest Gospels from 30 to 50 AD preach that Jesus is God's prophet, who preaches of another prophet coming after him. And the earliest Christians would have rejected Jesus dying on the cross and resurrected, let alone being a dying man, God rising savior. So there you go, sir. That's where it's at.
And we're confident in our gospel writers because we have the early church fathers who have direct links.
You're quoting Eusebius, not Papias, directly, so someone generations later is affirming something previous generations never said or affirmed. Eusebius is known for inserting pro-orthodox insertions when needed, shown here. Irenaeus doesn't have a verifiable link, he just claims it, sir. You know, Basilides does the exact same thing. He claims apostolic succession and preaches Jesus didn't die on the cross. I guess I should really believe he's the real link now. Obviously not, because all of these links are just false claims to authority.